Hello, everybody. I'm Jill Griffin. I am the regional coordinator for the Pacifica Graduate Institute alumni community here in New Mexico. And today I wanted to spend some time talking with Stephanie Zajowski, who is a co-founder of the Fates and Graces Mythologium. They're having a conference at the end of July 2021. Thank goodness. And I thought you might be interested in hearing about their call for papers. So today we'll be talking to Stephanie. And hello, Stephanie, welcome.
Hello, Jill. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Why don't you start off just telling us a little bit about Fates and Graces Mythologium? I know you're a co-founder with Joanna Gardner. So what prompted you to get this thing going?
Yeah, well, really the vision that's got the Mythologium going was to cultivate the community of mythologists. And to do this, we are really working to create a space for mythologists to share ideas, to inspire one another, and to amplify the work of mythological studies and the mythologists that are doing that work. So that was kind of the inception of the idea itself. But as we created the Mythologium and got it going, it was just working to create a dedicated space for that work of mythologists and friends of myth. So it was mirrored based on other conferences where there's a call for papers that is open to all that people can submit to. And then panels are formed based on the information and those abstracts around kind of themes that fit together. And then everyone on that panel gives a 20-minute presentation. And then we open up to the audience for questions and just really rich conversations from that.
I love the word mythologium. It's kind of a new word I hadn't heard before. And when we spoke earlier, you likened it to gymnasium, like a gymnasium for mythologists. So that implies that there's something more going on here than just intellectual banter. So what is it about that word what does that convey about the type of conferences that you host?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Yeah. So it's kind of the mixture of mythology and a gymnasium. So we kind of say a gymnasium for the mythic mind. It's for ideas to be bounced around in a way that's organic and uplifting. This kind of brings me to the idea of when we do what's typically called a Q&A session, we do yes and, so that it really stimulates more conversation, so that yes, that can be true and let's grow from that, and this can be true as well. And so it really is working to enrich the environment and be a place of imagining and ideas to get bounced around a bit. And I think this is an important point too, that we also integrate that's a little bit different than other conferences where we really want to integrate the ideas. So we carve spaces into the 2.5 days to kind of pull the ideas down and digest them. So we'll use poetry or brief meditations or writing exercises to kind of integrate in a depth psychological way the ideas that are getting bounced around the room.
Oh, that's really beautiful. So it can become more embodied. So you're really um, chewing it up in a way that would feed your soul. If you don't take the time to digest, how can you feed your soul? So I love that you've included space enough in your conference for that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. That's a lovely way to say it, that it is embodied. Yeah, thank you.
And so you started your first conference in 2019. What was the theme of your first conference?
There was no theme for the first conference. It was just kind of pulling everyone together. We did an in-person conference in Morro Bay for the first conference, and it was lovely to have everyone in the space together and watch the ideas bounce and move about. And then, of course, 2020 came, and we decided to do again, and 2020 was 2020, so we went online with through Zoom, and it was equally rich in its own kind of unique way, and also allowed us to meet mythologists all over the world. So it's been a organic and kind of growing experience. And yes, this year's conference will be online as well. So we are moving forward with
So
that.
there are some benefits to online in that you can expand your community so far. That's really lovely.
It is. It was, yeah, I'm a in-person kind of person. I really enjoy seeing people and just the feeling of being together in a room and a space together. But it was surprising to me to see in Zoom that the connections equally happened, and it did allow the reach to meet so many other people that probably, we couldn't have been in a space physically together. So, moving forward, hopefully those two things can be merged in some hybrid format. But for now, with you know what looks ahead, I think the online format is going to be great, and it really makes it much more accessible to a lot of people that way as
Right.
well.
So this year's conference will be the last weekend in July, I think, right? July 30th.
Right. It is from July 30th to August 1st. So it's 2.5 days.
And the theme is myth
Yes,
and healing.
right, correct. The theme this year is myth and healing, and our keynote speaker is Dr. Dennis Slattery, who's beloved of Pacifica.
Mhm.
And yeah, our call for papers is open right now. So please, if you are interested in participating and presenting, please check out our submissions page.
And that would be found on your website, which is
Correct. It's myth2021.com.
myth2021.com. And that's where people can find all the information for how to submit a paper and what types of papers and the format and all those kind of things.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got all the details about the conference, how to submit the papers. We even have a blog post about how to write an abstract for a call for papers. So there's resources there to help. And also, please feel free to reach out to us. We're available, on our email is on our website. So happy to help in any way we can.
Okay, great. And people can register there as well at the same website for the
Yes.
conference.
So registration starts in April, and you do not have to present to attend. That's up to you. So if you just want to come in and soak up the myth, that's great to do as well. And we'll open registration in April, and there'll be a big push for that as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. But if people want to submit a paper and be a presenter, they should check out the website and get all the time frames for that. But it's open now.
It's open now. It ends at the end of February. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's an important note. End of February, folks. Okay. And myth and healing, just in our last couple of moments, what types of topics do you imagine people might submit for that for myth and healing?
That's fun. I think I love the idea of just imagining what people might submit. I mean, I think mythological studies is such a rich way to approach uh, making meaning of the year that we have had. And I think that the scholarship and the imagination of the community of mythologists will go in multiple ways in how they look at healing, for us individually, for us in our circles, culturally, and, internally. I mean, I think there's so many ways that healing can be looked at through the lens of mythological studies and myth. So, yeah, the world's open to you as to how you want that to go. And I'm excited to see the ideas that everyone really brings. So there's a lot of buzz in the community about it. So I think I'm excited.
I'll be curious about that too. And I think even whoever chooses to submit a paper, that would be an interesting process to just go through and thinking about which myths. I mean, we have the whole world and the whole of history to choose from, uh, cultures around the world to choose from. So which myth really speaks to this moment in time and this experience that we're all having together.
Right.
That will
Yeah.
be interesting. I'm
I
so
think,
looking
yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. Yes, thank you. I think it's something, boy, I know I crave to hear about it. So, yeah, I think it's important work.
Yeah. Okay, so that's for our challenge for all our Pacific alumni is to get out there, get your pens sharpened and your pens and pencils sharpened and get to work on those papers. Thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck in your 2021 conference.
Oh, thank you, Jill, for having me and helping me spread the word. So I appreciate it. It was wonderful.
You're welcome. It's been nice to talk to you.